Thank you for coming also for people that is connected from remote. My name is Pieralberto Nati. I'm the CEO and the founder of Advanced CGS Group. That is a company, innovative company based in Ticino. We have also a subsidiary in Milan, and we worked from the initial years of 2000. And our company is a producer of a application platform that allows to create application without writing code, and is focused on digitalization of the process of the company. And we developed this in several years, and the feature of this cover a lot of functionality, also new functionality like more recent functionality like the artificial intelligence, blockchain, and other. And we are also focused on the security of this platform, because we are going to introduce this to also on-premise installation to the company. We did some years ago, some months ago, a very important project that allow us to create with a grant of Confederation, Swiss Confederation, with a 1 year project developed in partnership with itSMF, that is probably the most important research center for artificial intelligence in Switzerland. That is a subsidiary organization, and we did this project developing a engine, artificial intelligence engine, that we integrate in our platform. Why did we did this? Because we found that the need of use of artificial intelligence to support the governance digitalization. The purpose of our platform is that, so CGS mean corporate governance solution, and want to digitalize not only the single process, but the complete corporate governance for corporate and company of every kind of sector and every kind of dimension. Well, what is corporate governance? Corporate governance is the organism, in the corporate governance, there is several basic concepts that is a complex matter, but we want just to focus on this. So there is the concept of accountability, because the corporate governance in effect manage and define how the company must behave in respect of all the interest of all stakeholders. So the company must be driven by the organism of corporate governance to do the right things in the right way. And to do this, the companies are mandatory have to respect all the rules of the sector. So the concept of the governance is valid for every kind of sector, every kind of industry, and also every kind of size of the company. Of course, the smallest one have less attention usually about the governance, but now in the actual market, to manage the best way and to respect all the requirements of the industry, is important to approach the governance in the right way. To manage all this process, you know that there are several function controls inside the company. The most important are risk management, audit, and compliance, all related to the also matter that discussed with Andrea in the previous speaker. So we want to answer also to connect this presentation to the previous one, because this is focused more a little more technological to explain how the new technology can be applied to these items. The compliance is, of course, one of the most relevant organism inside the corporate governance organization, and which are the focus of the compliance. So first is to understand the regulation. There are a lot of regulation that is local, international, specific for the industry, and also there are standards that are used as a reference, or also internal regulation that the company define to apply the right governance method. After understand the rules, the compliance as the focus is to act to ensure that the company work in the right way, following these regulations, all these regulations. As seen before with Andrea, the complexity and also of this regulation are very high, also for medium-sized company, because there are several arguments that are cross-industry, like, I don't know, privacy, business continuity, and so on. Then there are a lot of regulation and rules to follow, specific for the market, I don't know, finance, food, energy, healthcare, and so on. So it's very complicated to analyze and define the rules, and all this information are related among them. So it's very complex to coordinate all this stuff, and to make the company act as to respect all these rules. A model is proposed by Andrea before, is for example to use the ISO standard that give a reference model that is based on the best practices. So it's important to don't invent nothing, okay? The hot water that often happen in the company, because they have internal competence. They take some products, software products that support, but are created not on the standard, and so on. So, and also the usual practice of the company often is not defined in a standard way. So the use of ISO standard give a track that can be applied to the company, that is based on the best practice, so it is not invented by single people, and also can be useful because we can not only follow the right track and the right approach, but also we can also certificate these, and this can be a value for the business of the company. Of course, all of this activity must be also done to avoid the failure about compliance. So the failure of the compliance means that I don't respect the rules that the company define. For example, privacy or whatever. Or I don't know, certification for the business continuity, security, and so on, are all themes that are now cross industry. So it's not a matter of specific sector, but are valid for every kind of industry. The rule of the compliance function is to make so to give the rules to be applied in the process, in all the process of the company, but also to intercept or anticipate, if it's possible, what will be dangerous for the company because is a violation of this rule, and this can affect for the reputation of the company, and also, of course, there could be also some sanctions that can be fined to the company. So, so the main issues of the compliance are related to the industry sector, because as I told you, all the industry sector are affected from the compliance issue, and also is related to the expansion of the regulatory areas, because some in the time there is an evolution, and that also is related to not only to the changing of this regulation that in the time will be as updated, okay, for changing the market and the business evolution, and also external factor like war or other events. But also for the is affected by the technological evolution, because of course now we are just discussing before with the people here that we told about the impact of artificial intelligence, okay, the new ChatGPT and so on, that affect the problem of checking compliance, because there is a lot of effect that artificial intelligence now will put in the compliance, because it's becoming more difficult to check what the company is doing, what the people is doing, and and how to control this behavior, if it's not compliant or not, is a problem now, more difficult. And the last problem usually in the compliance function is that also the resources dedicated from the company to this function usually are not very high. I don't know why, but usually it's seen as a cost, not as an investment. So also in a big organization, also sometimes also in financial sector, for example, that is very where the compliance is very important. Often there aren't not enough resources, so people and also money to cover this need. So and the complexity is higher. The resources are always quite not growing, and so the compliance function get a problem, because you have to protect the value of the company, but with a low level of resources. Now we can see how all these issues can be supported by artificial intelligence. I want to present my direct experience done in this project that bring us to create an engine that is integrated in our GGS1 platform. And then because we address the problem to support the compliance to do better and faster their job. We did two main projects, so to do stream of the project. One was related to the analysis of the text, so we implement a natural language processing features that we explain later, and the other was related to a machine learning approach, so the analysis of the data to create and to support the analysis of the features interesting for the compliance. In the In the text processing, so called usually natural language processing, we create an engine that do mainly this step. The first problem is suppose you have a rule, a law in PDF file, for example, and we want to translate this in technical rules that we use inside a system to make a company work in the right way. To do this, first we have to make a quite now simple activity, that is to take this text to split it in different elements. Each element could be a chapter, an article, and so on. And this is the first step, because we have to create the structure of this content that we can use later to connect it to the other elements. Then we extract all the information from this text, identifying the sentences. This means that inside the sentences we identify a set of information types that are topics. So which are the topics used inside this sentence, which are the organization role, because for example, a sentence or an article of the law tell that some people that must produce a document every X months and send it to the authority, for example, or doing something else. So we want to identify which roles automatically. Identify also the stakeholder, so not only internal roles but also stakeholder involved in this activity. Of course, the activity specification, so for example, produce a report. If there are some system involved, okay, so if I have to use a specific system to upload the file and so on. Identify the documents type, the risk, and also the rules and the other and the reference to other elements and other law, because of course often in the law there are reference to other laws, so especially in some country it's very easy to understand a lot of connection between several laws. This why is needed, because to extracting this information in a structured way, we can create the configuration of the rules, and we can also make an engine to run and check if this activity are done or plan to do this activity. Of course, this extraction is important, that is specific for the industry, because to do this we create a specific ontology to extract the lemmas from the sentence, and because for each industry there is a different value of the words. Okay, so some words mean as a important mean in a sector, but in another is not important, and so on. So for finance, we create this for finance, for healthcare, for pharmaceutical, and so on. And this allow to extract in the right way the elements from the sentences. And at the end, we also create a set of rules that support the extraction and the conversion of this single element information in a semantic value. That also these is specific for the industry. So based on the previous functionality, we in that way can create, taking a set of laws, we can create a set of rules with in our system, and that mean that we can define the process, the workflow, who is doing what, the timeline, activity to do, documents to produce, and so on. And this is done automatically, so extracting from text of the laws. The next step is to use this inside the platform to manage the process, but also to support some other more evoluted functionality, like produce abstract, answer about some question that can be related to the topics that are identified, produce documentation, explain the logic, also if this is a limitation of the artificial intelligence now, because when we extract data and process data with artificial intelligence, one of the problem also now, if it's better, of course, with the latest software, is not easy to make AI engine to explain how it produces this answer, okay? Because it's a statistical process. The artificial intelligence is based on statistical process, so and very complex also algorithm. So translate this to explanation, plain explanation, is not very easy. I think that now also is not so evoluted for also recent tools. And another important feature is that it's possible to find the difference between different documents. So we can compare two different documents, and I don't know, find out if inside a document is present all the topics that are required. So, for example, in a contract, if there is all the I don't know, privacy, intellectual property, or conditions, thermal payments, and so on. So in this way, we can check if a document respects all the topics that are the company is interested in. About the machine learning feature, instead we create the ground truth, as is called usually. So the ground truth is the machine learning is based on training of the model. So there is a model that is used and defined. We use the word-to-vector model that is quite recent model that is translating the word, the single word in a vector of the value. So also for this, the need is to create a ground truth that is specific for the industry, and this allowed to create the classifier, and we have to set these tools. And as you can see, there is a pre-annotated sentence. So this means that to train the engine is fundamental to have manual activity before, at the beginning. Okay. Also, ChatGPT did this with Indian people. There is also a problem with the low cost that they apply to these people to do the manual job. So we have to take a content and to classify setting the topics that are related to that sentence, and this must be done for million of record, of course, and this means that there is a manual activity. After this, of course, this can be also make automatically, but at the beginning is very important. And this feature, machine learning, allowed also to make evaluation of similarity, so you can compare two different sentences, for example, and understand how similar are two sentences, also if they use completely different words, okay? And this is needed because when you receive, I don't know, also a question, is written maybe in different with different topics, but related to the same arguments or different languages, and this is automatically translated and so on. And we have to identify the more similar sentences that give me back all the topics that are related to that sentence. Of course, there is, after this, the possibility to not only to make a similarity comparison, but also classification and clustering. That is another technique of machine learning. Now we can see some practical use case about the use of AI for compliance. One of the more classical is regulation analysis. So we can analyze all the source document from different regulatory and identify the content, understand which are the updates respect the previous version, for example. And this can generate alert to people that is interested in that topics, for example. Of course, in general, artificial intelligence give the default benefits are quick, are fast, can manage the massive information and so on, and these are for every AI user. In this case, there are additional benefits that are the possibility to do a detailed analysis automatically, to reduce also the expert requirement, because of course the expert people can be dedicated to analyze more complex content, but the massive activity can be done by the system. Another kind of application are the automation of the compliance. As I told you, the compliance must support the company to follow the rules and the laws, and this is can be made automatically if you use a system that support also the analysis of the activity that are done by the people, and this can simplify the definition, but also the application of the rules, and intercept the exception, because of course not everything can be defined, okay, as rules. There are always some exception, and the artificial intelligence analyzing the behavior of the user in this process can support the identification of this exception. Of course, there are some classical examples that are, for example, client onboarding. So we can analyze for anti-money laundering, for example, which are the feature of behavior and the behavior of the user. For example, if I register in the night or from different countries, dangerous countries or whatever. So this onboarding process can be monitored, and artificial intelligence can understand if this situation is similar to other risky situation. And there are, for example, another application based on machine learning is the financial transaction analysis that is useful to support this kind of control. The AI can be used also in the risk management context, both to identifying the risk and also to analyze the source of the risk to understand which are also here the behavior of the company, of the user, on the if you respect or not the regulatory changes. So this can identify if there are some risk. This, for example, is often used in the cybersecurity approach, because the behavior of the user can generate some risk indicator, and this can be tracked by the system. In the auditing also, the AI can be useful. When is done an audit, you know, there is an analysis of the documents, of the information, structured or not structured information, and these require usually a lot of human resources to read this document, analyze, classify, and so on. And I don't know, if in a due diligence process, for example, these activities are very time expensive and also cost expensive for the clients, and can in reality all the biggest part of this activity can be done by an AI engine, because is able to classify all the contents, create a relation between the content, check if there is all the contents that are expected, if the content respect the standard, the rules, and so on. So in this area, I think that the AI can give a very good support. And of course, in this case, the expert will concentrate, okay, because always experts are needed. The expert will concentrate in the analysis of more complex situation, and also of the reports generated by AI. But all the manual activity can be done easily and fastly also with the AI. And also can create, for example, policy or some sample of code of conduct, procedure, and so on. Of course, this is can be done by AI, but the expert is fundamental. So I think that it's not possible to substitute the expertise of a human being for now by the AI. Also, if there is a lot of very good recent example that can be done. Last information also is that in the auditing, also the creation or analysis of the cross document reference, where you have 100 procedure, policy, law, standard, and so on, every contract, and so on. If you do an audit, find all these reference, cross-reference. This document is very complex. Often we found that there are also terms used differently in different documents, and these can be, of course, easily managed by AI. Another application area is question management. We define question management instead of chat, because yes, it's quite similar with the logic. But I think that question management is more related to the specific terms and specific topics, and the AI can identify the topics, extracting the topics inside the request, take in our approach, take a set of answers that are prepared by human being, okay, and compose the answer in the right way based on these topics. Because these need a configuration of the system, but give also a more specific answer usually, because are created on the expertise of the people. And another area is specialized training. So AI can be a support for the training, because we can create the content dynamically based on the behavior during the training of the people. So it's not a standard path, but can be customized dynamically based on the feedback that is taken from the behavior of the user. But AI can help compliance, but not only, can be also against compliance, and even more in the last days or weeks, because you know, now it's possible to make the use of AI to do to avoid or to go around the compliance rules. I just give you my idea. I think that the substitution of the human by AI is not yet, but maybe not yet possible. Also, if of course there is it's possible to have a good help from AI, but of course can be use AI to avoid compliance. So it's becoming more and more difficult to check and to control the behavior of the company. Last information, just to give you an idea. Probably you know that on the AI, also Confederation define some guidelines. These are some extract that I want to give you as food for thought, and that are important for the Confederation. I agree with him that there is the respect of the human being, that the right, fundamental right of the people must be transparent and with traceability. So it's needed to have this control of the AI, and the responsibility of the use of the AI must be always of the human. So you can't tell people is a matter of AI engine, because it's always the human that use that technology like a bomb. No, it's not a matter of a bomb, but it's the people that is using that. Thank you.
So, question from the audience? Question from the audience?
Just one question. Human being must train artificial intelligence, of course, but how to train human being to use artificial intelligence? I mean, I am a compliance technical aspect. I know, I'm aware this is the future, but how people like me that face with the compliance must or could be trained to use artificial intelligence? I don't know.
This is a good question. Maybe we can ask to artificial intelligence. I hope he had the answer, but I think that always a human as for now, we hope for a long time, the advantage against the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is artificial, so it's not human. So this is the difference, probably in the world.
Thank you.
Another question by my side. So, what is your the best suggestion to have? I would say a checklist of all treatments for any company for any dimension. What do you suggest to do this in a good way? Or we can say we have a checklist performed by a tool using artificial intelligence to be compliant, for example, for GDPR.
But I think that the checklists are a good way to make analysis, structured analysis, and for this we have also some good guidelines coming from, for example, ISO standard, and I think that and also because these are a very wide range of arguments. So I think all the arguments related to every sector or industry can be found in the ISO standard, and also the approach is standard. So not only the single, but the single rules and the single standard and the checklist, but also the approach. So we can use the same approach for every kind of area we want to use this checklist. And the important is that is supporting not only specific technical feature, but also everything related to the governance, as told before Andrea. The governance of the company and the risk and the audit and the compliance and so on, that is cross industry, are available to be used for every kind of sector, and use the same approach of specific standard for, I don't know, production, for ICT, for food, and so on. So to have this standard structure, okay, for us is very important, because simplify the work for the company, okay, because they use the same approach, the same methodology for every area of the organization areas of production, governance, IT, and marketing, and so on. And give the chance to manage all this information inside a structured management system that can connect all this information, and also to share all the information common to this area. For example, you know, in every standard is made reference to organization structure, to process, to ICT assets. In every area is interested in this. So in this way, you can put all this information analyze this information defined in a single way, and then use in a different area without replicate or manage in different way, different system and different approach. So the single approach, a unique approach of the standard for me is very important, and the checklist is the first step to understand where we are.
Thank you. So, say you have a question, we can close and go to lunch.
Go to lunch.
Go to
Okay.
lunch. Let's go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.